don't do something with that building, it's going to crumble, eventually, whether it's 10 years, 30 years. So we need to do something. We need to utilize it. The LA Water and Power building, the fact that we have tenants in there using it, or emergency aid in there, and different people in there using it, causes us to take care of the building, take care of the exterior, the interior, and keep it going. The Boulder building, that's a historic building. If that just sits there forever, it's eventually, through wind and sun and a little rain we have, it's going to crumble. So part of historic preservation is education and historic promotion. What's more important to the city right now? Building new homes, commercial space, rehabbing, expanding, utilizing existing storefronts. It's definitely not an either-or question, in my opinion. We need to be doing some small infill development, building a few homes, building affordable homes. Our real estate market is tight. It's tough to get a house in Boulder City. Definitely tough to get a rental in Boulder City. There might be 6 rentals on the market today in Boulder City. So building some more affordable homes and building some more infill development in Boulder City is a great idea. Well underneath the growth control ordinance. No reason to ever hit that cap. No reason to ever even approach that cap. Very comfortable with 30, 40 units a year, as we've been doing things, numbers like that. So it really isn't an either or. So building some new homes, commercial space, rehabbing, absolutely. Like I was saying, we need to promote our downtown, promote our historic buildings all up and down the business corridor and around town, wherever they may be, inside or outside of the historic building. Historic preservation to me is more, it's more about preserving the history of Boulder City. Places like where the pool is now. It's interesting we talk about that location in the new aquatic center. I've been going to that pool since I was a little kid. My kids go to that pool. My father went to that pool. That park is a place where every year, no matter where you're from, no matter where you move to, every year on July 4th, you can go there and find your classmates. So when I think of historic preservation, it's not just the buildings, it's the parks, it's the streets, it's every nook and cranny of Boulder City. So that's how I look at historic preservation too, is preserving our history. Some of the challenges, by the way, I've had with the new aquatic center is what's going to happen to that park? Where will people go and congregate on July 4th and find their classmates from 1976, 1995? Older, my dad. Do you support the controlled growth ordinance? Absolutely, in all its ways, shapes, and forms. Look, I sell real estate. What I tell my buyers when they come to town, this town is small, it's always been small, it's always going to be small. Why? Because we control our growth. Love the controlled growth ordinance. Don't see any reason to even hit the cap. We can stay well within that cap and be perfectly fine. So more than support it, I would protect it. I would protect it, and I would protect us from growth. If you want growth, just drive 20 minutes over the hill, and there's all the growth you need. There's the sprawling development that you need. We don't need it. And it's interesting to talk about growth because to me, it's one of those issues that I really believe 99.9% of this town always agrees on, is growth. It just baffles me when we have this debate about growth because we all don't want it to grow. We all don't want that sprawling growth. I guess there's maybe some variation in how much growth is acceptable. I guess some would say no growth, some would say slow, but look, well within the growth ordinance, I think we can all pretty much agree on. I certainly do. All right, love this one. The Boulder Dam Gateway Project has only been tabled. Do you agree with the current proposal as it stands? Why or why not? Okay. A couple years before I got on city council, somebody told me, very high authoritative figure, said, you know what? At that Four Corners interchange is going to go a visitor center. It's done. It's in place. It's going to be built as they open the I-11. And I thought, that's interesting. Okay, so there already is going to be some development at that corner. Then somebody came and said maybe we should do a truck stop or a hotel or a food court or all these ideas started coming. Okay, we have this real estate there. We have this Four Corners real estate, this valuable real estate. And all these ideas started coming at us. And then I got on council and it was proposed to, well, let's do a study. Let's see what we could do on those Four Corners. And so, we received this study and it was named the Hoover Dam Gateway Project or Center. I consultant that we paid named it that. And they talked about a 6-story office building and a food court and hotels, and it was just off the charts, right? And we thought, no way. If this gets built and it takes one hotel room away from our cute little motels, it's a non-starter. If one restaurant were to get built that took one patron away from the Coffee Cup or the Dillinger or any of our restaurants, it's a non-starter. So, it really got blown out of control. And, it's just sitting on council for the last 4 years to see this thing come to us and to see it get rejected and tabled and to keep still hearing about it. Now, it almost perplexes me that why are we even talking about it? I don't think there's anybody that would vote for that project as it stands. Let me expand on that 4 corners a little bit more, okay? That's a very valuable piece of real estate. And it was told to me a couple of years into council that by Eric Lundgaard, a former mayor, that he said to me, Rich, that land is so valuable, and everybody's going to want to develop it. And he said that will be even more valuable when your kids inherit it 30 years from now, untouched. And I thought to myself, that's a really valuable concept to have in mind. That yes, that's valuable real estate. That's valuable real estate right now. It's an interchange on a major freeway. And yes, developers probably want to get at it and do something, and we could attract some developers. But you know what? It's also very valuable completely untouched for the next 30 years. It's probably even more valuable completely untouched for 60 years. So when it comes to the Hoover Dam Gateway project, it absolutely is more than tabled. I can't imagine how much more dead that project can be, but if anybody wants to consider it still alive, consider me in opposition to it, without a doubt. And also consider me open to ideas like a visitor center or any other ideas that people would like to bring to us. But let me tell you that I will protect that land out there in the El Dorado Valley from development. And I will always hold what Eric Lundgaard said to me, that that land is valuable, but it's also more valuable untouched down the road. So maybe my children will be the city council people that have the chance to develop that land. I don't know. I'm in no rush to do any development out there or anything like that. I hope that really clarifies, and I really hope that sets a few people's mind at ease about that project, the Hoover Dam Gateway project. It's the name of a study that somebody gave to us. It's really no more than that. Where do you feel the current city financial status is, and how do you plan to improve it? Options for increasing revenue. So we've worked hard in the last 4 years. We've made hard choices. I was on this council that voted for utility rates. I immediately, my first month in city council, had to make some tough decisions about utility infrastructure. I had to push hard for some projects that were not fancy projects, stuff that nobody sees, stuff that, replacing transformers and things like that. I went out and toured all of our utility infrastructure, looked underground at things that you'd never want to see underground, and realized that that's where we needed to put some effort. So our financial status right now is good. It's good. The city is healthy. We have great reserves. We're paying our bills. We have a rainy day fund, which is something I've talked about a lot and pushed for. We're in a great position. In fact, I think we're in a great position to weather what's coming, which is a shift in our market, which is a shift in our economy, because it's a cyclical economy. We weathered the recession quite well, way better than other towns did. We laid off nobody. We weathered that recession quite well. Green flag, what's that mean? 5 minutes? 2 minutes. Wrap it up. So we're in a great position financially. We've made some tough decisions with utilities, but our utility fund is doing better. That was not an easy thing to wrestle with. Moving forward, revenue streams. Renewable energy is strong out in the El Dorado Valley. It does bring us a lot of very fortunate income that we have. We should continue to look at that. Our solar leases are strong, long-term, stable leases. Whether they go away or not, these tenants have to pay us lease money for many, many years in advance. So we should keep looking at renewable energies in the El Dorado Valley, look at infill developments, look at filling buildings like the old bonds with new tenants, look at repurposing our historic buildings. And not much more than that. don't think we need to do anything crazy or out of control to bring in more revenue streams. We're doing quite well and quite healthy. And I'll wrap it up with the yellow flag by saying, it's been my great honor to serve on the city. It's been the greatest honor of my professional life to serve on city council for 4 years. That's without a doubt. And it would be my great honor to serve again for 4 more years. Thank you.
Thank you. Can I get another applause for these candidates? It's not easy at all to get up there. And thank you. You've also been a great audience. Thank you for the respect that you've shown. And at this time, the candidates can now go over to their tables if you have any questions for them. The great thing about this building, we can leave whenever we want, so you can stay as long as you want and ask as many questions as you need to. And so I'll leave you to that. Thank you for all coming tonight.